When it comes to negotiation, there's a couple of key things to keep in mind. When you know that they are going to call and talk to you about it, so let's assume it's going to be a verbal conversation, you're just going to ask questions to clarify and understand and not really give them anything in your tone of voice that tells them you're excited or that you accept. It's just neutral. The most important thing to ask before you get off the phone is any part of the job offer negotiable at all? Now, sometimes if you ask that, they will assume that you're asking because of something they just said. So if they say, "Well, sure, why? Like, what do you have in mind?" You'll say, "Oh, no, 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 that's not based on anything you just said. I just want to know once you send it to me in writing, and you are going to send it to me in writing, right? Yeah, we'll send it to you by the end of the day, Friday. Okay, great. Once I'm looking at it and going over it, if I do have any questions, if I do have any points I'd like to maybe negotiate, I just want to know if it is negotiable or if it's just as is." And then they'll answer you. And so you'll say, "Okay, great. That's all I need to know." And then should you be the one that I, call and talk to if I want to have a discussion? And so find out who it is that you need to actually negotiate with, right? Now, before you have that conversation, you need to determine what your absolute minimum walk away number is, so that if you don't have another job in 6 months from now, you can't look back and say, "Shoot, I should have taken that job." No, because you couldn't have, because they couldn't pay you your absolute minimum number, not the number that you want. I want to know what your walk away number, so that literally if it's $5,000 below that or $2,000 below this number, you wouldn't take it. And if they won't negotiate up to that number or above, then we can talk about like what you say and what you do, but know what that minimum number is in order to negotiate more effectively. Okay. So that if they call and if the number that they give you in the base is below what your absolute minimum number is, then you would say right there on the phone, "Gosh, I can't tell you how excited I am about the offer. I have to say, I know I mentioned earlier that I'm negotiable, flexible, but I've crunched some numbers, and I got to be honest that I just don't see my ability to be able to take the job unless we could get something closer to, say, the 225 mark. Is there any way that we could maybe get closer to that? I'm willing to be creative on my end. I'm willing to think about things, add more responsibilities to the job. I mean, I have to believe that there's a way that we could make this work if we both really wanted to. And so I'm open to any creative ways of looking at it. But I got to tell you that that's pretty much where my minimum is. And then just see what they have to say. And if in the end they just can't do it, then you weren't able to take the job, right? It just wasn't going to be a thing. Now, if they say a number that's at least at your minimum or above, then you do what I just said. You just say, "Okay, I understand, great, and I look forward to getting it in writing. Is it negotiable?" And then once you get it, you'll let me know, or you'll let your coach know. Um, you know, I got the offer, and then the first thing we're going to say is it negotiable? And then hopefully you say yes, and then we'll actually go through with you and talk through the strategy for how to get as much out of it as possible without jeopardizing the actual job offer itself, right? Because it's kind of like with doctors, first rule is do no harm. First rule of negotiation is don't do anything that takes yourself out of the running because somebody else is willing to take less money than you, right? So first thing is secure the job. Second thing is don't leave any money on the table. Okay, so we'll make sure that how we negotiate will be done in a way that no one will pull back the job offer from you, but also you'll be smart enough to know I got everything that they would have been willing to pay me because of the way that I negotiated following what notice said to do. So that's the fundamentals that you need to remember, stick with, keep a positive attitude. If it's below your minimum number, again, talk about you're open, you're flexible, there's got to be a way, and put that responsibility on them to try and come up to that. But if they just can't, then they can't. And so that's what you need to know, and that's the way you need to do the dance. Now, if you still haven't even talked about your compensation, right? In other words, they haven't even asked you how much money do you need to make yet, but that's going to be done, and then they may end up making you an offer. Well, then obviously you need to go and study the material in the interviewing about the 4 steps about, money's important to me, but it's not my most important driver right now at this stage of my career. Number 2 is, what really is important to me is this, and this. And so number 3 is, so I'm flexible and negotiable and open. Number 4 is, what are you guys thinking of paying for this position? Okay. Now, if they ask, what were you making, or what are you currently making? Okay. Then you say, well, my current base is 200,000 plus bonus and other incentives. But I assume you're asking me because you want to know, what do I need to make for this position, right? It's a question. So you're waiting for him to go, yeah. And you say, okay, that's what I thought. And then you go back down to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's what you need to know when it comes to money, compensation, salary negotiations, all of those things. That's a summary of that. And obviously, we can get into greater details at another time. Hopefully that helps you.